Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and to a new what I eat in a day with some easy and delicious everyday vegan meals. I made a protein yogurt bowl for breakfast this day, and for this I made up some of my toasted almond butter oats. I make these a lot, so I'll just skim over the recipe, but the full details are in the description box below. I just toasted half a cup of jumbo oats, not porridge oats, in a pancake pan with around a teaspoon of coconut oil until they're slightly golden in colour. Once lightly toasted, I added in 2 tablespoons of smooth almond butter, which I'd mixed with 2 tablespoons of maple syrup until well combined. I then added that into the toasted oats and just turned them through until everything was well coated. Then for my protein yogurt, I used Outpro's vanilla yogurt. This is already a great protein yogurt on its own, but I added around a cupful to my Milo blender, which is the perfect amount to mix with a scoop of my protein powder. I'll link to the one I use down below. It's a vanilla protein powder, which also contains turmeric extract to optimize recovery, and that's great for my gym days. And once well blended, I poured that into a bowl first before adding on a sliced banana. The oats had been lightly toasting for around 15 minutes at this point and should look a little something like this when done. I usually divide this up into 2 portions and keep the other in an airtight container for another day. So I added on around half of that, and then I also took some raspberry jam, added some of that on top too, as well as some fresh strawberries, some raspberries and blueberries, some flaked almonds, and also some pumpkin seeds. For me, this is just one of my go-tos for a quick and easy and a pretty good nutritionally complete breakfast, which sets me up for the day. A great high protein breakfast that usually keeps me full until lunchtime, but also gives me enough energy for a workout, especially with the added protein powder, which is one of the ways I like to add extra protein into my diet. The oats add even more slow release energy, and it's great topped off with some fresh fruit, nuts and seeds. Plus you can always mix this up with different flavoured yogurts, protein powders and the toppings that you add onto it. For lunch, I just had some hummus toast with herby mushrooms, spinach and tomatoes. I first fried up the mushrooms, and to get them lovely and golden, I take around a tablespoon of vegan butter, add that to a large pan with around another tablespoon of olive oil, and the combination of them both is perfect for frying mushrooms. I also squeezed in a good tablespoon of garlic puree, but minced garlic works great too. I then took around 300 grams of mushrooms. These were a mixed variety of chestnut, shiitake and oyster. I added those into the pan and just started to fry them off, constantly turning them over and getting them well coated in the garlic oil mixture. I also added in a large pinch of sea salt to flavour it, but it also helps to draw out the water from the mushrooms. And again, I just kept frying those off on a medium to high heat until they started to turn slightly golden in colour. Meanwhile, I took a small handful of mixed herbs. I had some fresh oregano, some fresh parsley and thyme from my garden, and I just minced those up really finely all together. At this point, the mushrooms were lovely and golden. I then took those fresh minced herbs and added those into the pan with a little crack of black pepper as well, and just gave it all a good stir through, getting the mushrooms well covered in all of those fresh herbs. I took some tomatoes on the vine as well and added those into the pan just to lightly fry them. I covered the pan with a lid just to help them cook a little quicker, and while they were cooking I sliced up some bread. This was an amazing loaf of tomato and herb sourdough. I just cut up 2 slices of that and popped them in the toaster to toast. I always have homemade hummus on hand in the fridge. It's so easy to make and so easy to add into all kinds of meals. So once the toast was done, I spread a good layer of hummus over the top. I then added those fried garlicky herby mushrooms on too, and I then used the pan to just quickly wilt some spinach. This literally takes around 30 seconds, just a good large handful of it. Once that was done, I added that on too. I had a few herbs left over, so I just sprinkled those on, along with some pumpkin seeds and also some dried chili flakes. Again, a nice, quick and easy lunch for me. It looks like a lot of effort, but it really isn't, and just comes together so quickly. It's the kind of lunch that keeps me full. It's delicious, loads of flavours going on with the fresh hummus on the tomato herb bread, those amazing fried mushrooms. As I said, I find the combination of butter and oil together great to give them a lovely golden colour and fry them off nicely. They soak up all of the amazing garlic and herb flavours, and just a good mix of a different variety of mushrooms adds different textures, and with the spinach and the tomatoes, it's all so delicious together. For a snack in the afternoon, I had one of these DG vegan brownies. All of their brownies are vegan. They do a flavour of the month each month in some incredible flavours, and they ship internationally from their kitchen in London. These were their original chocolate brownies. They are chewy, they're moist, they're gooey, and they have a crispy top. They're so rich, indulgent and chocolatey. They're incredible, and they are kindly giving you guys the chance to win 2 boxes of their vegan brownies wherever you live in the world. All of the information and how to enter is in my most recent Instagram post, and the giveaway is open until Friday the 19th of November. All of the information is down below, don't miss out. I had one of those with a cup of tea. My tea was Bird & Blend's rhubarb and custard tea. You'll know by now that they are my favourite tea brand. I mention them all the time, and I think their rhubarb and custard flavour is my all-time favourite. It tastes exactly how you'd expect it to taste. It's kind of fruity from the dried rhubarb pieces, but creamy with the custard flavours. And since it's loose leaf, I like to brew it in their single cup infuser for around 5 minutes. And then I also like to add in a splash of oat milk to make it extra creamy. It's honestly so good and really lovely with the brownie. These are the perfect bite-sized pieces too. Obviously they're extremely moreish and I could easily eat most of the box in a single sitting, but one is good if you have a little sweet craving or for a snack / dessert, and they're just a perfect example of how delicious vegan food can really be. Then for dinner I made a Thai red curry with butternut squash, chickpeas and spinach. I always make my paste from scratch. It's the best and only way in my opinion. So to my blender I added 2 roughly chopped shallots, then 4 peeled cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, a good 6 centimetre chunky piece of fresh peeled ginger, then a stick of lemongrass which I'd just bashed really well to release the flavour, and I'd cut it in half, a large red chilli. I also added in a good handful of fresh coriander, then a teaspoon of ground coriander, a teaspoon of ground cumin. Then I grated in the zest of half a lime and I squeezed in the juice of half the lime. I also added in a tablespoon of tamari as well as a tablespoon of oil. I used ground nut oil, but rapeseed works great too. And then lastly, a good pinch of sea salt. I then blended that up until it was all well combined and as smooth as possible. It usually takes a couple of minutes in a blender, and I run a spatula around the cup halfway through just to make sure it's all mixed together well. This also makes 2 good portions of curry paste for me, so I place half in a small storage jar and keep it in the fridge, and that'll last a good 4 days, but it can be frozen too. I then heated a couple of tablespoons of oil in a wok and then added in the other half of the Thai inspired red curry paste. It's around 3 to 4 tablespoons. It looks like a lot, but when you think about what goes into the paste, it's kind of well balanced and portioned out. Plus this serves 4 as well. Just fried it off in the oil for a good 10 minutes or so on a low to medium heat to bring out all of the flavours in the paste. And then I added in a can of full fat coconut milk and gave it all a good stir together until well combined, and I left that to gently simmer on a low heat. I then took a butternut squash and trimmed the top and bottom, just helps when it comes to peeling, and I then just peeled the skin with a peeler, halved it, and then scooped out the seeds inside, and I then just chopped it up into rough cubes. I added the squash into the curry sauce next, and I left that to cook, stirring it occasionally until the butternut squash slightly softened. And then when it did, I added in a well-drained and rinsed can of chickpeas. I also crumbled in a vegetable stock cube and then poured in 400 millilitres of boiling water. I completely forgot this time, but I also usually add in 2 lime leaves at this point, but that will be in the full written recipe. I gave that a good stir around and then increased the heat to let it bubble away gently, which reduces the sauce right down into a nice thick liquid. I just scooted that over to put on my rice. I cooked up some basmati rice to have with this. While the rice was cooking, I just tasted the sauce and decided to season it with a little more sea salt. And then at this point, I also added in a large handful of spinach, gave it a good stir together to cook that down. And once the rice was cooked, I just fluffed that up, and then I put a bed of the rice in our bowls first, gave the curry one last final stir through, and I also usually squeeze in the other half of the lime left over from the curry paste. Served that up as well. I like to sauce it up, so I added on lots of extra gravy, which is lovely and thick and rich by the end of it. As I said, this makes 4 good portions, so I just freeze the other 2 portions in an airtight container for an easy meal another weeknight. I also added on some sliced red chilli and also a good handful of fresh chopped coriander too, as well as some wedges of lime. I think I make a Thai inspired curry at least once a week. It's probably my favourite ever kind of meal. I shared one recently on stories and I had so many requests to share this recipe, so I decided to make it again this week. Although I made that one with tofu chicken pieces, and this time I used the chickpeas, but the butternut squash is really lovely in it. It's great for the autumn time. It's nice and sweet paired with all of the spicy flavours in the curry paste, and it's just lovely together with the chickpeas and the spinach. Then for dessert, I had another DG brownie because they're just too good, and I'm making my way through this amazing box of them. I had a piece with some fresh strawberries and raspberries and also a little vegan cream. This was such a good combination. The rich chocolate brownie with the tart berries and the sweet cream, but they're equally delicious with some vegan ice cream too. And that's it for another day on my plate. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, all of the recipes are written in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!